So do clinicians always have to honor the instructions? Here is an example from North Carolina, and it tells you that there are exceptions, and there are times that a clinician can disregard the instructions. And those are pretty narrow conditions there when, for example, if the instructions aren't consistent with generally accepted community practice standards. So say a patient during psychosis is requesting, or during a period when they're very, very sick, mentally ill, they request, say, vitamins. Well, the clinician doesn't have to follow that instruction if they think that's not going to be helpful and it's not generally accepted community practice. The clinician also doesn't have to follow the requests when they're not feasible or unavailable. So say the person requests to be flown to another state during periods of crisis and that's not feasible, well, then the clinician may disregard that instruction. And when the treatment request would interfere with an emergency treatment requirement, and they can be generally overridden by involuntary inpatient commitment. So with those exceptions, the clinician has to follow the instructions. But if one instruction is not followed, that raises the question, well, what happens to the other instructions? And generally, if one instruction isn't followed, the remaining instructions still must be honored and followed. And the clinician should document in the chart why